All right, so today we're going deep on The Fifth Element.
Okay.
You know that crazy sci-fi flick with Bruce Willis?
Yeah, seen it.
We're going to be looking at what this Rewind podcast had to say about it and kind of, figure out what makes it tick.
So, like, why people still love it all these years later?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what makes it such a cult classic?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's this wild mix of genres, right?
Right.
It's sci-fi, obviously, but it's also action and comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And the podcast kind of compared it to like a mix of Blade Runner meets Monty Python,
Oh, wow. That's an interesting combo.
right?
Yeah,
But it somehow works.
totally. And you can't forget the visuals.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this crazy explosion of fluorescent spandex.
Seriously,
Wow.
the costumes, the sets, like it's a visual feast.
It's like nothing you've ever seen before.
It's so unique and memorable.
And all those crazy outfits,
Right.
they were designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he made like over 1,000 costumes for the film.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's like haute couture for everyone in the future.
I love that. But it's got to be more than just the looks, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What are the characters?
Well, let's start with Korben Dallas.
Bruce Willis doing his thing.
Yeah, he's got that classic action hero swagger.
But he's funny, too.
Totally. He's cracking jokes while he's saving the world.
Which is what makes him interesting, right?
Yeah, it's like a twist on the classic archetype. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's got the charm, but he's also a little vulnerable.
Especially with Leeloo.
Oh, Leeloo. She's got to be one of the most iconic characters in sci-fi.
You know, Leeloo Dallas multipass?
Right?
That's a classic line.
Everybody knows that one.
But why do you think she's so popular?
I think it's that mix of power and innocence.
Yeah, she's this super powerful being.
But she's also so naive and childlike.
Learning about humans for the first time.
Right, and I think people connect with that.
That kind of vulnerability.
Yeah, this primal thing, you know?
Like humanity itself.
Exactly. We can do great things.
But we also mess things up pretty bad.
All the time.
And then there's Ruby Road.
Oh, man. Chris Tucker.
He's just pure energy.
Chaotic energy.
The podcast called him the king of space shock jocks.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a good one.
But is he just there for laughs?
Well, he's definitely funny.
Right.
But I think he also serves a purpose.
Like what?
He kind of balances out all the serious stuff.
Yeah.
He reminds us that even when things are bad, you gotta find joy.
You gotta laugh a little.
Exactly, and he does it with so much style.
He's impossible to ignore.
And he shows that even in a dystopia, you can still be yourself.
Be unique.
Yeah.
And then there's Zorg,
Oh, yeah, Gary Oldman.
the villain with the crazy accent.
And the over-the-top weapons.
He's such a great contrast to the heroes.
For sure.
Speaking of behind the scenes,
Yeah.
the podcast had some really cool trivia.
Oh, like what?
Did you know that the director Luc Besson started writing this story when he was just a teenager?
No way.
Yeah, like 16 years old.
That's dedication.
I know, right?
He had this vision for so long.
And it totally paid off.
The film is so detailed and vibrant.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what other crazy ideas are out there.
Just waiting to be made.
And the opera scene.
Don't even get me started.
It was amazing. The music, the visuals.
The way they mixed opera with electronic music.
So ahead of its time.
And apparently the diva song,
Yeah.
it has notes that are impossible for a human to sing.
Really?
Yeah, they had to layer multiple vocal tracks.
Wow.
It's so ambitious.
Totally.
But beyond all the spectacle,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think is at the heart of The Fifth Element?
What makes it work?
Well, for me, it's the sincerity.
Sincerity.
Yeah, like underneath all the craziness, there's this real heart. It embraces all of humanity.
The good and the bad.
Exactly. Like you have Ruby Road being hilarious,
Right.
but then you have Leeloo trying to understand human emotions.
It's a strange mix
But it works. It's like a love letter to life.
with all its ups and downs.
Exactly. And ultimately, it's a story about hope.
Yeah, but even when things look bad, love and compassion can win out.
That's a good message.
So it makes you think, right?
About what?
If you had to find the fifth element to save the world,
Okay.
what would your weapon be?
That's a good question.
What part of humanity would you use to fight for good?
Wow. Have to think about that one.
It's something we can all consider.
Yeah.
What makes us human?
And what makes life worth saving?
Exactly.
Like, that's the fifth element for you.
Deep stuff.
Deep stuff.
Thanks for joining me today.
No problem. It was fun.
And we'll catch you next time for another deep dive.
See ya.